Hey everyone, my name is Noble Absinthe, and welcome back to my Samurai Jack retrospective. Today we're on episode 18, Jack and the Ultra Robots. Let's get started. It's episodes like these that got me inspired to review the entirety of Samurai Jack. If I were to give a few words for what I felt for this episode, before I give my synopsis, it's that this episode hits all the right notes for a great episode. Memorable characters, interesting lore, and a real sense of urgency for our hero, Jack. It also gives a little extra, which pushes it over the edge to make it truly amazing. We have our hero Jack making his way through destroyed village after destroyed village, being told about this immensely powerful threat that laid waste to these civilizations within a matter of moments. Interspliced with flashbacks of destruction, we see the maintenance of these all-powerful mechanical threats and snippets of their weaponry. We see flamethrowers strong enough to melt through steel, machine gun ammunition for dual Gatling guns, a cloaking device and huge fists. We see a shuriken repeater, a retractable claw hand, a buzzsaw. We see rope snake explosives, and of course, a katana. The threat is referred to as They. It is a band of 8 death robots with unique weapons, and they take the shape of ordinary wicker baskets. And when Jack approaches them in the desert, he gets a taste of their power and teamwork. All their weapons are on display, and we're shown that Jack can't even scratch a single one of them. He slowly gets picked apart and is forced to retreat in one of the destroyed villages. Jack is utterly defeated. We're then told the extensive lore of these assassin robots by their creator, Xtor. They were coated with this impervious adamantium metal. They were taught Jack's fighting style, and the core of their being is powered by Aku. Xtor made these robots as a way to keep his village safe. They were an offering to Aku, but he was double-crossed, and they were used to destroy his village. To right his wrong, Xtor gives Jack a power gauntlet, which should give him the extra juice to cut through the adamantium armor. Jack then decides to go back out on the battlefield for round 2. With his new arm and a little strategy, Jack is able to take down 7 of the 8 robots. Jack's new power gauntlet runs out of juice, however, and he's left to fight the last robot without any technological advantage. Fitting, it's the one with the katana. Jack is back to where he started, though. He can't keep up with this monster, not without some extra strength. Jack believes in the power of his sword. He prays to his ancestors for the strength to defeat this foe. The gods answer his plea and give him the power to overcome this obstacle. Jack slices through the Ultrabot, katana and all. He then proceeds to vanquish the small portion of Aku that powered these robots, and Aku reels in pain. The episode then ends with a high five.
High five.
I feel there's a message about the power of both technology and mysticism here. Both have their place with Jack. In this episode, he was given a technological upgrade and was able to use the weapons of the Ultrabots against one another. He then closed the episode off with the help of mysticism. We all know for Jack his best weapon is always beside him, but when it wasn't enough, he had to call upon the help of his ancestors to bail him out. The episode shows that there are pros and cons to each side. Just like how the sword and Jack's muscles were not enough to defeat the Ultra Robots, the arm Jack was given had a battery life that would drain and wasn't able to finish the job either. Technology saved Jack against the majority of the Ultrabots, but technology has its own fair share of weaknesses, like battery life and ammunition. Hell, we're even given the maintenance for these Ultrabots in the beginning of the episode, showing that even they need to be resupplied with ammunition and fuel cells. When your back is against the wall, you can pray to God, and maybe that will make the difference. The last Ultrabot said, "Unbelievable," before he died. What Jack did was a miracle, and those don't happen often for our hero. So I feel faith and technology have a nice balance with each other for Jack, and this episode is meant to illustrate that. I really liked the entirety of this episode. These robots were slowly revealed from the beginning of the episode, their power and efficiency shown to us through quick flashbacks. Their full story was then revealed by Xtor to give us the full context, which I feel is a nice touch. Sometimes it's just nice to not be left ambiguous. We're also given one of Jack's hardest fights, I believe this is the first fight Jack actually loses from the very start. He was just unable to beat these mechanical monsters. The fact that Jack had to retreat shows how terrifying they were. Even the blind archers weren't this challenging. At least there, Jack had the inherent skill to beat them. And here, he had to beg God to help him. I also rewatched the scene of his plea. He asks his ancestors if he's worthy. He humbles himself to the very end, and his purity of heart rewards him. If you've grown up with the franchise like I have, I'm sure you can agree this is a golden episode in the series. I also feel like parts of this episode inspired Season 5, as Jack would become more and more dependent on technology and weapon drops after losing his sword. I just found this episode amazing, from beginning to end. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, if you like my voice, please feel free to subscribe, and be sure to tick that chime next to it to stay updated for future content. Likes and shares are always appreciated, and I do read every comment. Also, don't forget you can also reach out to me on Twitter and Twitch.tv. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.